picking off some of those forward pylons. Protoss definitely was gearing up to take that gold expansion, unable to at this point, and Zerglings looking like they were going to try and come in for a counterattack. I mean, and it's so wise, of course, as a Zerg player to split up your forces like that.
Yeah, definitely, and sniping that pylon out in front there actually supply blocked him temporarily, so he does have robotics be on the way.
Hold on. Zerg poking in again. I thought we might have had engaged there. Sorry to interrupt you there, Rohans.
Oh, no worries, and you're more than welcome to do that if I'm missing something. So we do have an observer coming out, seeing how many roaches we have. He's getting a good idea. No upgrades from Zerg. Protoss sitting at 1-0, and I believe armor is halfway done. So we do have some immortals being pumped out right now. And he is getting thermal lance, so he's definitely going to transition into Colossus. And I must say, if he can just turtle and just kind of sit here for a little bit and get maybe 1 or 2 Colossus out, maybe he looks like he's going to work on these rocks, so he may want to expo here. But with some roaches, stalkers, sentries, and force fields, that is an army built to deal with what the Zerg has right now.
It certainly is, but we do see, you know, a Hydraless Den has finished. We got some Hydraless in production as well as Hydra range. With the creep spread I see out of Zerg, I'm not sure how effective that's going to be, but Hydraless, of course, an excellent unit against Gateway Immortal compositions. But look at this, moving out with those Immortals can just really 2 or 3 shot roaches, do so much damage, and Zerg obviously in full retreat back to his side of the map. You know, still got some Overlords there. Overlord speed just finishing up. I would have loved to see a little bit of Overlord sniping.
Yeah, definitely. We do have our first Colossus, and range is about 60% done. Second Colossus as well, because I forgot he does have 2 Robos. So we do have 2 Colossus en routes. He was temporary supply blocked, and I believe he needs to just drop a couple more pylons. And at this point, I would imagine him to probably just max an army and go, and probably try to secure a 3rd at the same time. He's getting up there, and oh yeah, he actually is dropping a 3rd as we speak. So.
But Zerg pushing down toward this through with a lot of Roach Hydra. He's going to have to cancel that if he's fast enough. Looks like Zerg pulling back though, as the whole Protoss army was in a pretty good position, pinching off 2 of those Roaches. And Zerg not set up for a counterattack with those Lings. I feel like that was a blunder. And you know, Zerg is in this position right now where it's just kind of an icky situation to be in. You as a Zerg player, you are oh, and hold on, engagement here. Nice flank by the Zerg, but force field zoning all of it. 2 Colossus popping at just the right time, you know, nullifying that whole push. Back to what I was saying a little bit earlier, Zerg has gotten into this icky spot where, you know, he felt like he had to make roaches to survive any push-outs by the Protoss player, and then he maxed. And when you are maxed as a Zerg player and you have Roach Hydra is really not that effective against Protoss's late game composition, and so you're basically forced to attack into situations you don't want to.
Yeah, I'd like to see him maybe spread his units out a little bit and try to really harass this 3rd, but he's actually trying to take a 4th now, and as you mentioned, I don't really think he saw mostly Immortals when he did poke in, and those late 2 Colossus that came out, I don't even think he has a Spire down, so it's actually in production in the very back of his main, excuse me. So that is very late, and if we can just get a couple more Colossus out here for Protoss, this is going to be really scary for him.
But we do have a push out at this gold base. Force fields going down from both sides, and again, nice flank by Zerg, but you know, with the Colossus in the middle not taking any damage and great force fields, I think that all of these Roaches and Hydras have pretty much been zoned. A little bit of a push through at the top, you know, but Protoss easily going to be able to clean that up, and you know, Zerg just literally lost 70 supply worth of army, and the GG!
Just like that. I mean, that's the power of Colossus and the Protoss ball when it reaches 170 plus supply. You know, a lot of Zerg players complain that there's nothing they can do to kill it, but that's why you don't try to hit it in a head-on engagement. You try to, like, you know, drop, do other things, try to keep the ball running all over the place, and really take advantage of that while you secure more and more hatcheries. But
certainly.
Yeah, excellent force fields from LzHsAint there.
Yeah, really zoning that Roach Hydra army. Again, I just felt like the creep spread wasn't quite there, and you know, maxing out on Roach Hydra while your Protoss opponent has Colossus out on the field is not an effective way to deal with that. You know, again, like you had mentioned, Nidus Worms drops. You know, splitting the Protoss ball up, as it's very hard for a Protoss player to defend multiple locations at once. So you know, pushing out with 8 roaches at the third while you drop the main. Things like that are just amazingly effective.
Yes, they are. You definitely don't want to, like I said, go into a head-on engagement with a Protoss when they have a ball that big. I mean, you really need like everything as Zerg. You need like perfect micro, perfect unit composition. You need infestors. You need everything. You need banelings dropping. You know, it's just like what you mentioned is the way to play it. So, especially when it gets to this stage of the game, right around the 20-minute mark. So
certainly, and I was actually really pleased to see that Hectic was able to transition out of that 6 pool really not that far behind. You know, in terms of worker count, he got his expansion up first. You know, all the usual good stuff that we see out of Zerg happened in the mid game. I don't feel like he was aggressive enough when he had the opportunities to be so.
Yeah.
I think with that, though, we're going to be jumping out of this game. Again, this was Gwyn and Rohan's. That is GR StarCraft. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/GR StarCraft, or follow us, you know, with you know, the team we are with, Team LzRuha. You can go to, you know, LzRuha.com, of course, or you can follow us on, you know, youtube.com/LzRuha Media. That is the channel all of these are uploaded to.
Yeah, check it out, guys. LzRuha Media at YouTube, and please subscribe and follow us and give us any feedback, advice, suggestions. We're open for all of that. We're just trying to you know, move right along here with our casting careers, and we appreciate any feedback that you guys can give us.
With that, this is Gwyn and Rohan's signing out.